Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and yesterday in one of my videos I was talking about layoffs, and I was talking about how if you got laid off you can roll an old 401k into an iTrustCapital IRA, and I was showing you how I was playing a video on how you could do that. Didn't realize it, but it had like copyrighted music over the top of it. I actually made them aware. I was like, if you're going to put out promotion videos, don't put copyrighted music over the top of it. But anyway, I was going to show you, if you wanted to go and look at that video, go to iTrustCapital.com and go to how it works up here at the top. Click on 401k rollovers, and the video is down. It's on this page, but they tell you all about how you can roll over your 401k. And if you click on the link in the top of my description, since these guys are one of my sponsors, you'll get if you click on that link, you'll get $100 just for opening the account. Even if you're not doing a 401k, if you just open any account, you'll get the $400. Links in the top of the description. eGreg Crypto's having some fun this morning. He said the train's leaving the station. That's a comment on what Rosie Rios said, and he literally put a train on his chart, which is hilarious. We can all have some fun with charting. He's talking about, this is the monthly time frame chart. If you look right here, he says, sure, we might see a pit stop at 40 cents, 33 cents, but I'm not too phased. I keep dollar cost averaging to stay cool. Next big hurdles, look for 80 cents, $1.30 on different charts. And then down here he says, now, if we're talking about the high end of rail B, we're looking at $2.80 and $5.50, maybe even stretching to 6 to 7. These are some serious moonshot goals. And look at this. I don't know if you're allowed to talk about glitches on crypto social media that could wake up the crypto Gestapo. We don't know, but we'll do it anyway. Breaking XRP appears to be price glitching to over $146 on multiple exchanges. Wow, is this what's to come soon? I didn't say it, they said it. Look at this. Not only is Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderoty now invited to the Masari party, which used to be reserved for Ethereum people, now they're even a sponsor. Amazing what happens when ETHgate is uncovered. All of a sudden they're welcome to the party. You know what I think about when I see this? This is something we don't talk about much on this channel, but can you imagine? I'm gonna even talk in a low, ominous voice here. Can you imagine the lawsuit that guys like Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse could file against some of the people caught up in ETHgate? Can you even fathom, with some of the things they know, just the public things we know about and the timelines we've pieced together? Can you imagine what that would look like? I bet they want to kiss these guys' butts. I would be too if I was involved in ETHgate. Now, one of my favorite people from Ripple is Naveen Gupta, and he's one of the smarter guys that I've listened to over the years. He is the guy who said that they wanted to put a dent in the universe, either go away or put a dent in the universe. Here he is talking about Ripple in Africa.
Crypto is starting to play a key role for payments across the Middle East and North Africa. In Africa, less than 10% of the payments are digital. It's a market that's essentially untapped, and finance leaders in the region are excited to embrace this opportunity. In Ripple's global survey, 2/3 of the finance leaders in MENA cite faster payments and settlement times as the #1 value proposition for incorporating crypto in their cross-border payments business. For more crypto trends in business, download the 2023 New Value Report.
Just imagine what I'm still thinking about the lawsuit Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson or Ripple could bring against some of these guys. Imagine the information that they could find out about some of the emails that the Bill Hinmans of the world were actually sending behind the scenes from their Gmail accounts, maybe. Here's Naveen Gupta on another show. Listen to this. And as you listen to this, think about it. Gary Gensler literally has killed Silicon Valley as far as crypto goes.
This is interesting.
Or is in the process of it.
That you put perspective to, what cryptocurrency could do potentially for not just individuals but business units as well. With a lot of regulations coming in the UAE, UAE has become a fertile market for people who are investing or are dealing in cryptocurrencies. Where does this take UAE as a market?
Yeah. So first of all, regulation is positive. And the reason it is positive is it allows people to come into the market for any use case without fear, to essentially say my investor protection is there, my customer protection is there. Companies who are building use cases can say, hey, you know what, I will not be on the wrong side of the law if I'm building this just because somebody thinks it's bad, because now there is a published regulation with it. Yeah. So the whole ecosystem goes up. So if you look at Silicon Valley had essentially three things. It has bright engineers, it had the VC capital, and it had the enabling regulations from the US through which the internet took off. And I can see the same thing in the UAE happening, where, as you know, a lot of bright people, crypto developers are moving to the UAE. There is VC capital now available, and there is enabling regulation, which is moving in the positive direction. And it has the same three ingredients that happened with Silicon Valley to happen here in the UAE.
It's the perfect Venn diagram, isn't it?
All right, that's a good clip. And then here's another good clip.
Talking about Ripple, why does Ripple... I guess you're answering the question. Why does Ripple like this region? I guess it leans on what you just said, but also what are the future plans for the organization?
Yeah. So for us in Ripple, we were always clear from the start, we are not running a science experiment, right? We are after a real use case, real problem that everybody in this region experiences on a daily basis. It may be 90% of the population is immigrants, right, who have moved here and call UAE now their home, but they sometimes send money back to their families on a regular basis. And we import a lot of stuff for which we have to send money back to within GCC or outside of GCC. So cross-border remittance is like a domestic payment always. So that's the reason it made very natural sense for our largest use case to be essentially calling UAE our home. We are established in DIFC multiple years ago. Our office is increasing. In fact, we are tripling the size of our office from where we were currently just because we can't keep up with the growth.
If you look at the crypto market in the last couple of years, it has been a little inconsistent, if I may use the word. And generally, if you see every crypto coin generally trades on the basis of what we see of Bitcoin, the big daddy. How does one then, keep that trust intact on one product, say XRP, when there are others that impact XRP's performance?
Yeah, so I think the easiest way to think about it would be one could have a speculative lens, right? And that's what most of the people are doing. We are not into that speculative lens. We are in the utility lens, right? So if you truly believe that the utility, like I described to you, and a number of other use cases make sense, then it's just a matter of time that it gets critical mass and gets into escape velocity. And that utility isn't
just a matter of time, and hits escape. This guy's smart, folks. You're not listening to a dummy. XRP escape velocity. That's exactly what he's talking about. We're not crazy. What we've been talking about, you have not been in a utility bull run. The world has never seen a crypto utility bull run. I believe the world sees it with XRP first, and when they do, that's when the speculators will come flying into XRP, and you won't be able to stop them, and you and I will be sitting here laughing, going, wow, I went through a lot, but you know what? Now they get it.
Drives the real value behind a digital asset, and not the vice versa. I mean, the value is not driven by purely speculation, because at some point, speculation will become not so useful.
Ooh, he knows where this is going. Okay, this was about that yesterday, about the NFT, some settlement or something that the SEC did, and Stuart Alvarado commented on it. He said, I don't know all the facts here, but I do know that settlements to avoid a crushing SEC process without admitting or denying anything is binding on no one. A cynic would call it a PR stunt. In other words, this is one of the things John Deaton said to me a long time ago, is that a lot of these things that are being done are done just to scare people, to put a fear over the markets. And that's what these kind of things are. Now, this is interesting because if there weren't rumors, I don't know why there wouldn't be rumors. Breaking news: rumors are swirling that, and I don't know if this is true or not. But if there aren't rumors swirling, then I think we should start them now, because what he's talking about here is rumors swirling that financial giants like BlackRock may be reevaluating their stance on Bitcoin and potentially eyeing alternatives like XRP. My question is, why wouldn't they be? And you'll see what I'm talking about in the video I'm about to play you. With billions at stake, the implications for crypto market could be significant. As investors, we must stay informed and vigilant. Are we witnessing a shift in institutional confidence towards more sustainable and efficient digital assets? Now, the Bitcoin ETH gang, who have not done even 1/100th of the research that a lot of us out here in XRP land have done over the last 5+ years. See, they'll say things like this. BlackRock thinks XRP is a shitcoin. Now, this is one of the more uninformed tweets I've seen in a while, because Joshua Jake here, what he doesn't understand, and I'm going to explain it to him right now. Guess what, Joshua? Guess who left Ripple and became the guy who is the head of digital assets at BlackRock? Well, his name is he's a guy named Robbie Mitchnick, and he literally did a XRP valuation model with Susan Athey, who's on Ripple's board, and he runs the digital asset division at BlackRock. Riddle me that, Joshua Jake. You think they don't get it? Come on. Sometimes I feel like everybody's taking crazy pills here, folks, or I'm taking them. I don't know which. So this is the Bakkt CEO. Now, Bakkt, just like a lot of the firms, you've got to understand, remember that Bakkt is owned by ICE, which is the New York Stock Exchange. Jeffrey Sprecher. You can see Jeffrey Sprecher littered in meetings with Gary Gensler all over the place if you go look at his calendar, okay? Just like Jamie Dimon and all those others. This guy's trying to parade around, and remember when the Ripple lawsuit first, literally the day after it, the way that CoinDesk and all these Bitcoin, Ethereum narrative carriers were trying to do is spin it as it's a partial victory, but they're going to appeal it, right? Well, as time's gone on, just the way we've seen everybody react, we now know it was a massive win for Ripple and XRP. So the question, XRP, as I sit here, is the only digital asset with legal clarity in the United States of America, and they all know it, okay? And I laid it out right here. I said, now that some time has passed and we know for 100% fact, regardless of the CoinDesk partial victory spin, you should answer a simple question. His name is Gavin Michaels, the CEO of Bakkt, okay? And I said, why do you not have XRP, the only digital asset in the United States with legal clarity, listed? Bitcoin has clarity, not legal clarity, because it's just the consensus opinion of the current regulators. If a new set of regulators come in tomorrow, they could say, no, Bitcoin's a security. A new Gary Gensler could come in tomorrow and say, Bitcoin's a security. They might. I'm not saying they will, but they could, because there's no legal clarity. There's not a congressional bill passed, and there is not a judgment, something from a judge in a court, okay? So it doesn't have legal clarity, and everybody knows it. Ethereum has a Hinman speech, which has all kinds of nefarious problems attached to it, as we well know here. But it doesn't have legal clarity. In fact, Gary Gensler won't even say whether it's a security or not. So I asked Gavin Michael, are your motives about legal clarity or something else? Win XRP. Now listen to his clip.
As we then start to look at what happens at a federal level, I think the recent findings in the Ripple case are acting as a catalyst to be able to bring the right debate an informed debate around these assets. You know, we saw movement out of House Financial Services over the last couple of weeks with markups of the bills completed, although they have a long way to go before we see them get signed into law. So the discussions are happening. I think the challenge for us is the pace at which they're operating. And when we compare that then to what we see in jurisdictions where there is absolute clarity, the rules of the road are understood, it really changes the way in which you can operate and run the company.
Let's talk a little bit more about the Ripple case. It felt like when that partial win came out, there was...
Words mean things. Oh, it felt like when that partial win came out. See, they always do that. Just like the other day, I covered how they had referenced Ripple's XRP. And I said, when's the last time you saw them say Vitalik Buterin's Ethereum or Joseph Lubin's Ethereum? They don't do it. All of these things are by design. Words mean things. These are narrative carriers. They've been carrying the water for Bitcoin and Ethereum for years now.
Collective sigh of relief. Now,
these are corporate sponsored media here.
SEC appealing that. As a CEO of Bakkt, how are you watching the Ripple case? How does it actually have an effect anymore? It seems like we're going to have a lot of back and forth until we get any real clarity in that one.
Yeah, I think that's right, Jen. I mean,
no, it's going to be a while before we get any real clarity in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those don't have legal clarity. XRP does. So the question is, why aren't they saying that? Well, what they should be saying is, well, you know, now XRP, even though there may be an appeal, may not be. XRP has legal clarity. Bitcoin and Ethereum don't. So we're gonna keep that you know, until Bitcoin and Ethereum get legal clarity. We're gonna have to put those on the back burner. That's what he should be saying.
Obviously, we have taken moves through the course of the last several months around listing of different tokens to take them off the platform. You know, we take a number of factors into account when we make those decisions, one of which is obviously the macro regulatory environment. And when we see things like the judgment and then the appeal, there are obviously things we take notice of, we follow because they're important inputs into the process. But right now we're sitting back and watching to see how this evolves.
All right, then we got this. This is a hilarious clip. I don't even know where this came from, something Better Markets or whatever. But this is Gary Gensler. He's droning on about his standard stuff. And then this woman comes out of nowhere and refers to the judges that seem to be finding, the people in court against him seem to be finding sympathetic judges. In other words, you keep losing. It's hilarious. Look at the look on his face at the end.
So whether it's about broker dealers, whether it's about exchanges, whether it's about custody, we have taken up the path where we find it appropriate to put out the public comments and proposals. But there are laws, there are rules, not just here at the SEC, but across a number of areas. I think this is a field that...
I think that's the first time I've seen him in his office, by the way.
A lot of it just wants to run past that and suggest otherwise.
They do seem to be finding some sympathetic judges. So you have to be careful on that one.
That was awkward. Then we got Mike Novogratz throwing his old Goldman buddy under the bus. Watch this.
What has been unbelievably frustrating is, you know, Gary at the SEC has said, hey, the rules are clear. And a judge, you know, in the Ripple case made it really obvious that the rules are nothing but unclear. And so we've been hoping at Galaxy just to get some clarity of rules coming out of DC. What has been unbelievably...
I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that old Novo just threw his buddy, old Goldman Gary, under the bus. Thanks for listening.